merch is here yet. Let's see. I mean, it said it might be here online, but I'm not too sure. All right, let's see. No sign of it yet. Whoa. Well, bust my buffers.
Good day, everyone. Offstead Productions here, and as you saw by the intro of this video, it is indeed a wonderful day here on the island of Sodor, because I finally got my hands on more 2026 Thomas & Friends merchandise. This is just some of the brand new diecast engines, which I have really been looking forward to. Out of everything in the new merch line, I have really been looking forward to the diecast engines. I mean, they look fantastic. And this is the Animal Park Multipack. As you can see, my friends, the brand new merch is slowly but surely making its way to Canada, which I'm very excited for, because unlike last year, it only took me 4 attempts to find the new merch, then 7 with the 80th anniversary merch. And well, I mean, you know, just looking at this pack so far, I mean, it's clear as daylight, you know. I think we should probably address the elephant in the room. I've already used that joke in a video before, but I'll just save that for later. I mean, this looks amazing. I'm really excited to see what this is all about. And taking a look at the back, I mean, goodness me. Look how many engines there are. And this is only some of the engines, by the way. I think I'm going to use this as my own little checklist to kind of, you know, check off which engines we need, which engines, you know, we're still looking for. You know what I mean? I mean, so far, we already have this entire row. Thomas and Percy. These ones, specifically, I don't really need. Thomas and Percy. There's going to be lots of Thomas and Percys, lots of duplicates. I mean, in this set right here, there's already going to be a Percy. So I might hold off on getting these two specifically. Diesel, I know there is another Diesel, which I might try and get with the rolling stock. I'm going to get this Rosie, because this Rosie has, you know, they look a little bit different. I'm going to get some more Troublesome Trucks. Definitely going to get some Troublesome Trucks. Harold, same with Thomas in the new Tippif set. It comes with a Thomas and Harold, so we don't really need a Harold. Toby, there is a Toby with Henrietta, so I might get that one instead. And well, I basically need all of these guys down here. So our goal for the next diecast engines we're looking for is Henry, James, Gordon, Annie and Thomas, Toad, and Oliver. Basically this bottom row. I'm going to keep you up to date to try my best to get the rest of these guys right here. I'm planning on going to my Walmart, my local Walmart, the same one I got this pack at, which, by the way, the Animal Multipack, the Animal Park Multipack is a Walmart exclusive. This can only be sold at Walmart. So I'm going to try and go to my local Walmart, the same Walmart, again, next month, probably next week, who knows, and I'll see what I can get. But without further ado, let's get these guys out of the box and have a closer look. All right, so I moved the camera a little bit closer to the layout, so, you know, when we review everything in the pack, we can get a good close look at them. So let's start the review, starting with everyone's favorite #1 tank engine, Thomas. All right, so here he is in his brand new diecast form. You guys, I am very excited for the diecast engines. As I mentioned, I'm really excited for them because, like, we're getting these connectors back. It's been a while since we've seen these. I mean, this Thomas looks really good. I like the detail with the lamp here, the back lamp. It looks really great. You know, his face. Just, you know, well, not last week for me. Well, not last week for you guys, but just last week I uploaded the big video on the review of the giant whistling Thomas. And, well, matter of fact, let me see if I can just grab him for a moment. So just last week, actually, well, not last week for you guys, but last week I uploaded our big review video on this guy, the giant whistling Thomas. And, well, I mean, just to give you a bit of a size comparison here, I mean, the size is crazy. Thomas has his own little mini Thomas. Just put that back over there for a moment. Overall, I think this Thomas looks great. Just talking about some of the details, let me just focus the camera for a moment. 1 second. Just gotta focus the camera. As you can see, some of the details that are on Thomas, this right here says Park Ranger. I don't think Thomas is the Park Ranger, but, you know, probably just for some detail. He has a giraffe next to his number 1. That's pretty cool. Now, I did hear that there is a brand new movie that's coming to Netflix, and I'm assuming it has to do with the animal park, from my understanding at least. Now, the last time we did a review of, newer Thomas and Friends merch, I compared it to older Thomas and Friends merchandise. So that's what we're going to do right now. Here is the oldest die-cast Thomas that I currently could find. I have older ones, but they're somewhere in my house. But this is the oldest one that I have currently. And well, I mean, there's quite a difference. Oh, it still connects. Take a look. Still connects. Now, obviously, the older one, the metal is much different. Or not metal. The magnets are much different. But these ones are slightly more upgraded. So, what do we think? Is it an upgrade? Is it a downgrade? Let me know in the comments below. I also have, to kind of understand a little better, a bit of a newer one. The shape is a little bit different, obviously. So let me just get a closer look for a second. The couplings are almost the same. I don't know if you could tell. Almost the same. And since I mentioned with the newer merch, you can. Oh, sorry, my ring light turned off. 1 second. All right, that's good. Here is the newer push along, or push along Thomas. This is specifically from the Mattel 80th anniversary. I still don't know where the rest of the diecast engines went from, the 80th anniversary. They never really showed up to Canada. So I'm hoping that this year with the newer merch from here is going to be different. But overall, this Thomas looks fantastic. I love the animal park detail. The giraffe on his number 1. It looks great. And this Thomas model looks pretty good too. All right, let's keep moving. All right, so next up we have Rosie. And as you can see, Rosie looks fantastic. Again, as I mentioned in the last video, I am really enjoying the fact that Rosie is going to be one of the main characters now. Again, this is much earlier, Thomas and Friends. I never actually knew why Rosie was painted red. I never really knew what that was all about, but hey, I'm not complaining. So, just like Thomas, Rosie also has some details on her. This one's, or Rosie says wildlife safety, which is pretty cool. And Rosie has a rhino, or rhinoceros, next to her NWR. It's a little bit blurry. Let me see if I can, yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. A little rhino. And the Rosie model looks really good. Here, let me get Thomas back just to do a height comparison. Thomas is a little bit taller than Rosie. Or, well, in terms of height-wise. And length-wise, Rosie, I believe, is just about the same length as Thomas. I don't know if you could tell. But Rosie looks really great. Like I said, really loving the fact that Rosie's one of the main characters now. Actually, this reminds me, I forgot exactly what year it was, but I remember when I was younger, here in Canada, I don't know if any of you guys have this as well, but usually around the holiday season, usually in November, we would have a Santa Claus parade that would go, in downtown Toronto. That's where I live. We would have a Santa Claus parade, travel downtown. Really fun event. I actually got to go see it one time when I was younger. And you can imagine the surprise I got when I saw this float. It was a Thomas and Friends float. It looked amazing. It had Thomas, Percy, and Rosie on it. I don't know if that's some kind of foreshadowing or just some crazy coincidence. Who knows? But Rosie is one of our main characters now, and I'm really looking forward to it. One more detail I noticed, the lamp is slightly painted on, but hey, she looks great. All right, moving on. All right, so up next is a bit of a more simple one. A troublesome truck that comes with a baby hippo. So, like I mentioned, I'd like to get as much rolling stock as possible, so I am planning on getting 2 more of these. Except this one has some, animal park detail on it. Very simple, very straightforward. The face looks pretty troublesome, I'm not gonna lie. And here's the baby hippo. Literally just a baby hippo. That's all I could say about it. You could put the baby hippo here, and then you can have an engine come along and pull it to the animal park. Just like that. Oh, wow. Hold on a minute. The magnets are so strong. Hang on a sec. Wow. Look how strong that is. So yeah, it's a very basic troublesome truck. There are some more ones. There's another yellow one. There's Scruffy, which we'll get to in a sec. There's a red one, and there's some troublesome tankers. I am wondering, are these troublesome trucks just like the generic brand new troublesome trucks we're getting, or are the ones that are specifically in the merch line, these three specifically, are they going to be some sort of henchman to Scruffy? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But basic troublesome truck looks pretty good, not gonna lie. The detail looks pretty great. And yeah, that's all I can say about it. And it comes with a baby hippo. Very nice. Right. Let's move on to our final and probably our most exciting engine. All right, my friends, we've come to our final engine. I think this engine is probably the most exciting engine in the whole pack. That's why I made my elephant in the room joke. This engine in particular was probably the most popular engine that came from this pack, and that would be the one, the only, Edward the #2 Blue engine. Oh my goodness. Edward is back. All right, I gotta come clean about something. I gotta confess something to you all. I was excited for Edward the most. But I'm going to be realistic with you. I think I might spend a little bit more time on this one. I mean, this one looks really, really good. Hold on. Let me just get a close look here. Oh, what I'm noticing about the three engines, they each have a different role. I'm guessing because I know Percy also has a animal park kind of coloring or design. Thomas says park ranger. Rosie says wildlife safety. And Edward says wildlife transport. So that's pretty cool. I'm guessing, Edward's probably going to be the one to, deliver the baby hippo. But this detail looks amazing. I mean, I like the bogies. When was the last time we had bogies on a diecast engine? The bogies look really good. The face looks amazing. Okay, I think Edward has the best face out of all the engines so far, or all the characters so far. I mean, look at that. Hold on, let me just get it in the camera so it looks good. It's a little bit of hold on, there's a bit of blur, but yeah, see, look, Edward has the best face. Take a look at that. My goodness, the detail looks great. I like the tender. This time the tender is connected, so you can't really pull it off unless you'd have to like take a screw and then unscrew it. I think, yep, you'd have to unscrew it, but this looks amazing. The tender looks great. This Edward looks beautiful. I gotta say, out of all the engines that I have so far, Edward is my favorite. I know we still have so many other engines to get, which I'm going to try my best to keep you up to date on. I'm going to try and head back to my local Walmart, get as many engines as I can. But so far, Edward is the best that I have so far. I do have some of my favorites, which I'll try to get. But I really love Edward. He looks amazing. Now, assuming the fact that, also another detail, there seems to be a different color scheme going on here. Thomas is a bit of a, Thomas, Edward, and Gordon have a different shade of blue. But overall, he looks amazing. Now, I am hoping, as I said in the last video, I'm hoping that Edward has a bit of a more, bigger role in the series. I mean, he has to, right? He's a part of the new pack, so I'm assuming that maybe in the new Thomas movie, which I'm only assuming has to do with the animal park, maybe Edward's going to have a big role, who knows? But this pack looks amazing. And Edward, out of the engines I have, which are literally only 3, is my favorite engine so far. And here you have it, my friends. This was the Animal Park Multipack coming with Thomas, Rosie, Edward, and a baby hippo. I love this. Like I said, Edward so far is my favorite engine. I'm going to try very, very hard to get more of the engines. I'm planning on heading back to my local Walmart, the same Walmart I got this one in, which, by the way, the Animal Park Multipack is a Walmart exclusive. I'm going to try and get more engines. As you can see, they're slowly but surely making their way to Canada. I'm going to try and get as many engines as I can. Hopefully I'll have better luck than the 80th anniversary engines. But here I tried to make my own little animal park because I know there's a Percy set that I'm going to try and get. As you saw in the intro, the Animal Park Multipack is the only thing that's being sold in Walmart Canada right now. I'm gonna give it a few more days, and we should see more of the 2026 merch trickling in weekly. And well, I'm gonna work with this so far until I get the person set with the other animal part, which we'll review. But I decided to make my own little animal park. Here is, Thomas and Rosie delivering a elephant, and Edward, delivering the baby hippo. So yeah, I'm gonna work with this for a while. Let me just adjust the camera a little bit. We can get all that action. There we go, very nice. So we've come to the end of this video. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like. Feel free to subscribe for new uploads coming up very soon. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. And in the meanwhile, I'm gonna get more of the diecast engines, or at least try to. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next video.